Joining us now to talk about her journey is wedding photographer and owner of LetLove Photography, Lileth De Guzman. Thank you so much, Lileth, for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, your story is so amazing. You first started off interested in psychology and wanted to pursue counseling, right?
Yeah.
Counseling and therapy with people. But then you had a life transition that made you really reflect, okay, what do I want to love doing? What was that transition like, and why did you first look at photography?
You know, I've always been one of those people that love to help people. And so I was like, okay, well, what can I do? Like, I'm already kind of naturally a people person and someone who wants to help. So I was like, okay, I'll just do counseling psychology and we'll see how it goes. And so I started going to school and I went through a bachelor's, and then I was going through my master's degree, and I went through like a really transforming transition in my life where I'm like, okay, is this really where I want to be? Is where my life and how my lifestyle is going to be after this? Is this where and how I want to live my life? And it didn't. I was like, okay, I need to like take a step back and really think, okay, well, what can I do right now so that I can get myself in alignment with where I want to be in my life? I knew that I wanted to help people, but I just didn't know how. I knew I wanted to do it in a way where I'm having fun, I'm spreading love, and I'm changing and making an impact. So then comes photography.
Yes.
And I've always been one of those people who want to take photos of people and always engage and connect with people in some way or somehow tell a story. And my friends hate that because I would be like, come on guys, let's take a photo. Or
you were that friend.
I was that friend. And it's funny because I always like tell them, well, at the very end of the day, you're always telling me like, I'm so glad you did that. And they will be the first one to tell you that. And so long story short, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go into photography, see where it takes me. I would take my camera everywhere and I would take photos, and sometimes I get a little bit obnoxious and stubborn, and I'll be one of those, the one that's going underneath and taking photos, or like hiding somewhere and taking photos of you, and out of nowhere it just comes alive when I share it with them, or I put some stuff on social media, and I had actually a coworker come up to me. This is how I started my business. And she was like, can you like come and take photos of my niece's first birthday? And I was like, sure. And she's like, yeah, we'll pay $300. I was like, what?
You're like, I could get paid to take pictures?
I was like, $300? And you know, that was back in the day. Don't make me disclose how long ago, but it was a while ago. And I was like, okay, so yeah, I'll totally do it. And so I brought my camera. Still was very like amateur, but from there I was like, okay, well, what can I do to utilize this $300 and actually like make something of it? And so I like bought like 100 business cards, and I bought like a $50 website template, and then the rest I just like took a workshop. And then that's how
the rest is history.
That's how LetLove Photography came about.
That's such a beautiful story. So now that you're into it, LetLove Photography, comes wedding photography. Why specifically wedding photography? Does it have anything to do with being able to connect with individuals?
Absolutely. Okay, first of all, I'm like, I love love. And which is, I mean, duh, let love, right? No. That's another story, but that's more like over dinner and wine. But so LetLove Photography, it definitely embodies the meaning of just relationships, connection, genuineness, really being able to like value people's stories. And so it was really cool because then it started transforming into something more than just photography for me. It was definitely more so around how can I take an individual or a couple and take their story and make it come alive and actually pull out the love that they have for each other, the love within themselves, and really like empower them with telling their story through photography. And so when I started really reevaluating how and where to take my business, I wanted it to become more of an experience more of an experience of fun, loving, lots of touchy-feely. I do get a lot of my couples kissing and hugging a lot. A lot of times I incorporate what I've learned in terms of, therapy or counseling, how to be able to engage and connect with them and really see them for who they are and ask their story. Because everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story. Now,
They do.
So beautiful to share yours. Now, quickly, before I let you go, I would love to know, do you have one tip, maybe either for people on their wedding day or photographers in general, one tip to just have that success?
Yeah. Oh, goodness. There's one tip. My goodness. Be prepared. Do your research and understand. Obviously you want to love their photos and their images and how they their aesthetics are. But first, a second is really like being able to connect with the photographer. You want to make sure that they can relate with you. They can direct you in a way where you are still who you are. Yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Lileth, for joining us here on Live in the Bay. I appreciate your time so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.